Ryan Prager to the hill to deal with this Georgia lineup. A fantastic crowd at Bluebell Park. Game one of this series underway. And Prager to Corey Collins. First pitch will miss just a bit outside for the fastball. It is actually Collins who leads the SEC in on-base percentage. .593 on-base percentage, very close to 600. Skied shallow right, Braden Montgomery coming in. Travis Chestnut, the second baseman, coming out. And it's Chestnut that will take it. So Boomer, the Aggies go with the left-hander Ryan Prager. He is the ace, and he is charged with shutting down this highly touted Georgia lineup.
Yeah, the redshirt sophomore's been outstanding all year. Had a couple rough starts on the road, but here at Bluebell Park, expect nothing but dominance, as you can see there. His stats are great, but these first two innings, if he gets rolling, he's hard to slow down. You're going to see a three-pitch mix, though. Looks pretty vanilla, but it's very effective, deceptive fastball.
Charlie Condon, his first pitch swinging, fouls this out of play. Well, both teams, big-time offenses, and we are playing with a south wind tonight at Bluebell Park. That means it is blowing out toward center field. These offenses don't need a whole lot of help, but there's some things that may be wind-aided tonight. And Charlie Condon has just ripped this to left, and that is number 27. Swinging right away. The nation's leader tacks on one more, and his record-setting pace continues.
Will, you said must-see TV in our opening, and how about that, 2 pitches in? See ya over the scoreboard for Mr. Condon. Just takes a fastball center cut. Look at that four-seamer right down Broad Street. He knows it, not even close. 444 feet for the likely Golden Spikes winner, first-round draft pick.
We expect offense this weekend. We did not take much time in getting it. Charlie Condon leaves the yard for the 27th time, and here is Dylan Goldstein, the right fielder. A&M will be chasing a run early. They have fallen behind in some games in recent weeks, and it hasn't mattered a whole lot to them. They fell behind 3-0 immediately against Houston here on Tuesday night. Didn't take them long to make up the deficit. In the opening game of the series last weekend against Alabama, they were down 5-0 early. Same thing, didn't take much time in getting even and getting ahead. One run won't be very daunting to the Aggies. Dylan Goldstein with a 2-strike count, that'll miss low.
Yeah, that's a good point, Will. And if you've watched the Aggies all year, you've seen them jump out to leads almost every game. And then the last week or two, you've seen them come back and be able to go get wins in late innings offensively. So they have proven that there's not really any lead safe with them with how potent their offense is. But if you're not tuning in by the second or third inning, you're likely going to turn the TV on and see the Aggies up a few runs. So they strike early and often, but it's not the only way they score runs.
So 2-2 to Goldstein. And the breaking ball missed away. All of the first 5 in the lineup for Georgia tonight, double digits in home runs. It's a rare walk by Ryan Prager.
Good at bat there by Goldstein, and Prager, who doesn't walk a lot of guys, especially after giving up that nuke he gave up to Condon. You want to come right back and establish yourself, and to go 6-7 pitches and issue a walk, Georgia keeps that momentum, and this offense still trying to go to work and put up a crooked number at the top of the first.
Prager just his 8th walk of the season. So now it's 74 strikeouts this year for Prager against just the 8 base on balls. And a foul ball off the bat of Slade Alford that struck the Aggie catcher Jackson Appel. Home plate umpire Brandon Cooper's going to pay Appel the courtesy of giving him some time, as that foul ball looked like it got off the thigh. Off speed and out in front.
Yeah, Ryan Prager's going to have a fastball that goes from 89 to 91, 92, but there's really nothing crazy that's going to jump out to you as far as stuff goes. But he's got a changeup and a slider and a fastball that can be deceptive. It can stay up a little bit, get hitters to swing underneath it. But it's all about location for Prager and pitch mix. And the off-speed he's going to right here with Alford, but you know, I say that because he doubled up a fastball to the nation's best hitter, and that didn't take long for him to deposit that one. So if you're Ryan Prager, you can't rely on just pure electric stuff coming out of your arm, but his pitchability is outstanding, and that's why he is, you know, one of the better starters in the SEC.
Well, with a breaking ball again, and he struck out Slade Alford.
Looks like he leaves a slider up, maybe backdoor slider, backed up slider, pardon me, that Alford just chases. Nothing but off speed there to Alford, so mixing early here for Prager.
So with 2 down and 1 on, it's the shortstop Colby Branch. Branch is a Texan from Lucas, Texas, and he played at Baylor before transferring to Georgia. Shift him to the left side of the infield, the pull side. 3 Aggie infielders over there on the third base side. Grahovac, Camarillo, and Chestnut over there on the left side. Foul balls that way with this south wind could potentially blow back into play. That one landed on top of the Bulldog dugout.
Yeah, started off in the second deck too. See how well these infielders and outfielders took BP and caught fly balls with this south wind. Man, that's an outstanding mustache by Branch. Looks fine, almost Italian-like. I'm envious.
Check swing, and he got him. This series was slated for tonight, Saturday at 2 o'clock and 1 o'clock on Sunday. That is no longer the schedule, as Gavin Grahovac comes to the plate in the bottom of 1 to lead it off. A&M and Georgia will play a doubleheader tomorrow. It will begin at 1 o'clock. And then after the first game of that doubleheader is complete, they'll wait 1 hour and start game 2 of the doubleheader. So make note of the change between the Aggies and Bulldogs. Schedule change this weekend. The #1 ranked team in the country, the Aggies, playing host to number 20 Georgia. And it's Gavin Grahovac, 2 straight weeks the SEC Freshman of the Week. And he is making a bid to become the SEC Freshman of the Year. We're in the back half of the SEC schedule, Boomer, and this is a weekend that just feels like there's a ton at stake. A&M is the #1 team in the country. They feel like they are poised to host a regional and a super regional. When the NCAA tournament field is selected, the Aggies feel like they can win a Southeastern Conference championship. And then in the case of the Georgia Bulldogs, they're trying to work their way into hosting consideration for the NCAA tournament. A series win here would be a massive boost to their resume, which already looks good. But then we came on the air saying, look, this is a series that may go a long way in deciding the SEC Player of the Year. Gavin Grahovac here could be the SEC Freshman of the Year. I mean, so much at stake in this late season series between the Ags and Dogs.
I mean, if you're a college baseball fan, what else do you want? There's outstanding baseball throughout the SEC, but you just tune in right here, you're going to see some future big leaguers, some major decisions in the seasons decided just in these 3 games as Grahovac checks a swing, and no, he did not go. Leadoff walk for the freshman. But yeah, you're going to see outstanding baseballs. 2 of the best offenses in America are right here on the field. But you got some Golden Spikes finalists on the field. You got a freshman. You got everything you want. And you got one of the better venues in college baseball, and it's packed to the gills on a gorgeous Friday night. So where else would you rather be?
Yeah, the atmosphere is going to be terrific. The offense could provide some fireworks. It's going to be a tough task for the pitching staffs of both teams this weekend. That environment, you can already tell there might be close to 8,000 here tonight at Bluebell Park. It's Chase Laviolette at the plate.
Yeah, this is the place to be. Toughest ticket in town right now, and one of the tougher tickets in the state with the noise that the Aggies are making, and Georgia's not going to make it easy on them. A couple off-speed pitches starting off from Finley to Laviolette. Change-up after that fastball early, running up to 96 miles an hour from Leighton Finley. I'm sure there's some adrenaline in that at the bottom of the first. But the stuff's not going to be a problem. It's can he command it and can he execute against this offense?
Too high with 2 strikes to Chase Laviolette. Laviolette, the only player in A&M history to put up 20 home runs in 2 different seasons. 21 last year, already at the 20 mark this season.
Hit your spot. Beautiful pitch. That's not expected to get that call, but you're looking for a little bit of a chaser, a weak out. Oh, yeah. You see Gonzalez set up just a little too far out, but with how big Laviolette is and how well he drives the ball the other way, you can't just put one on the outer half. You got to really expand that plate and execute it there. 2-2 count, though, coming here.
Hard cut on a fastball up and a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Chase Laviolette. Finley gets a big out with a runner on base.
Yeah, Finley reaching back. Look at that 4-seam heat. You could see based off where Gonzalez was set up, he was trying to climb that ladder a little bit. Laviolette will chase there from time to time. Great pitch, and now you got a tough batter to face in Laviolette. You got a tougher one here in Montgomery.
Stanford transfer, was one of the best players in the nation when he was with the Cardinal. Now that he wears the maroon and white of the Aggies, he may be the best player in the nation. Although that Georgia third baseman over there may have something to say about that too.
I think people would argue that too, but so complete Montgomery is at the plate. That could be 2.
They go 4-6-3. Sebastian Murillo. Home run of 2024, surpassing what they did all of last season. And there are 3 teams in the country that have 100 homers or more this season. They are Tennessee with 121, Austin Peay with 106, and now Georgia with 102. Paul Tate's at the plate, swinging a miss, and it's a 1-1 count to him. Georgia comes in here off of a win on Tuesday over 5th-ranked Clemson at Foley Field in Athens. Georgia beat the Tigers 4-3 in 15 innings. Paul Tate's came home with the winning run in the bottom of the 15th on a wild pitch. Hit that well to left field, base hit, lead single for Paul Tates.
2-1 slider over the middle of the plate, keeps the bat moving, tags into left. You know, you said comes home 15 innings. 15 innings on a Tuesday. You know, I've been in maybe 2 or 3 games ever that have gone that long, and I can assure you when you get to the 13th or 14th, you don't really care how it ends. You just want it over. And I heard that Tate's commentary was, I saw the pass ball and I said, screw it, I'm going home. So didn't really care if he was getting out or safe. He got a read and he took off, and at some point that's just what it takes. It's a long game for a Tuesday night.
Clayton Chadwick bats, and at Foley Field there's not a lot of room behind home plate, and the ball can get back to the catcher quite quickly. Tates didn't care. He said, I'm going to get the winning run, we're going to go home.
Yep.
Because he had to be thinking, we also got to get on a flight to College Station pretty soon.
Yes.
Tate's on base after the single. Clayton Chadwick at the plate here, also a Texan from Lavernia, Texas, and he transferred to Georgia after playing his career collegiately at Sam Houston, just down the road from here in Huntsville.
Tate's nice lead over there at first base, but man, he just looks ready to go. Wide stance over there. It's intimidating for a pitcher to look over at. Got him.
Oh, was the tag not there? I thought the throw was in time.
So, Will, the throw was in time. The throw was not there. The throw was a little off, and so forcing Burton to have to move his glove back. He may have got him. Surprise.
Will that be reviewed?
No.
No longer can be with the pitch coming to home plate.
We had a great view there. But no, that's just like a throw down to second base when a runner's stealing from the catcher. You got to put it on the bag on the right side, because the time it takes for an infielder to grab the ball and move his glove is so much slower than if the ball just was located perfectly. And that's the reason he went out there at first.
2-2 count to Chadwick now, as that fastball is high up above the zone. Prager 7-0 on the year, the 7 wins. Only SEC pitcher that has more is Hagen Smith of Arkansas. That is looped out towards second base, and it's the third baseman, Gavin Grahovac, playing over there on the shift. He bobbled it, but he is able to get Tates the lead runner.
Oh, man, that's a tricky situation for Grahovac, especially because he plays third. But there's a chance here for him to let it drop, throw it to first, and then get a double play. I wonder if that's what he was considering. But that ball had been spinning out of control, and you could see it jump once it hit that dirt. Able to still get the lead runner, but causing Tates over there to freeze at first allowed for a potential unorthodox double play, but just gets one.
Sebastian Murillo goes opposite field into the glove of Braden Montgomery. Well, one of the tools you can add to Braden Montgomery is a big arm in right field. You certainly don't test it on fly balls.
Yeah, sort of a two-way guy. He's had a couple of appearances this year on the mound. Velocity is no issue for Montgomery, and every now and then you'll see him get in that corner and uncoil one to second base, and yeah, strong arm.
Fernando Gonzalez at the plate. After Gonzalez, you go back to the top of the Georgia order in Corey Collins. So Gonzalez stepping in. 9-hole hitter right at 300. Check swing, and the home plate umpire, Brandon Cooper, said he went around.
Yeah, both of these offenses have their 9-hole hitter hitting right about 300, and that is just part of the suffocating style and way that they play is 1 through 9. Both of these offenses are getting after pitchers and not really giving you time to breathe or maybe have those easy outs that you assume are there, 7, 8, 9 sometimes. But man, it's just, yeah, like I said, 1 through 9 is very, very capable to not only leave the yard, but hit for average and just be relentless to these pitchers. Backdoor slider, that's a nice pitch.
Caught the outer half. Ryan Prager has Fernando Gonzalez down 1-2. Good block by Jackson Appel behind home plate. Appel has been a terrific hitter for A&M after transferring from Penn, but also a really nice backstop. Pitches don't usually get by him. He's been excellent at throwing out runners too. Right field hit pretty hard, and Braden Montgomery, that'll get off the wall over his head. Big throw back in. It goes to third base. Chadwick is there. They will keep Gonzalez to a single with that shot off the wall. There are Bulldogs at the corners with 2 down.
Long single, and that's a beautiful piece of hit. And man, just look at him see that fastball deep into the strike zone and pound it the other way. But learning moment there for Gonzalez. You see the trajectory on this throw by Montgomery in and know that that's going over the head of every cutoff man. He could have backpedaled into second base. Not only been in scoring position, but taken the force off. Instead, I think over there Gonzalez rounds first and kind of mails it in. Doesn't stay with that arm from Montgomery. Long single.
Corey Collins. Breaking ball for a strike to start his count. Collins popped up to shallow right field his first time on a ball that was caught by the Aggies second baseman Travis Chestnut. Center field, moving over. Jace Laviolette, that'll end the inning. The Bulldogs will strand them at the corners. They'll take a... At the plate has been a big help to it. Jackson Appel, the Penn transfer, hitting .375 after transferring from the Ivy League.
I think Appel has been one of the key parts of this entire offense, and I know it's not surprising when you see the 4-hole be the key, but he wasn't always the 4-hole, and he's coming from a conference that's not near as challenging as the SEC, and he shows up here as a switch hitting catcher and immediately starts setting the tone for some of the best at-bats of anyone all year. Good swings on balls, doesn't strike out, but you put a guy like that behind Montgomery, Grahovec, Laviolette, all of a sudden that adds a nice layer of protection to those 3 dangerous hitters, knowing that you still have a guy who's got 7 bombs and hitting .375 behind them. He's not a fun guy to face either, so that all adds up, you know, causing them to be some of the 4 best hitters in America as Appel tags it.
Deep to left and onto the warning track goes Paul Tates, made the catch and then went up against the wall.
Good swing. Didn't get all of it, but hit it well. And yeah, Tates just kept drifting. And I don't know if he thought he was at the wall or what. He wasn't at the track, but almost overran it. Reaches back. Makes a circus-looking catch. But good swing there by the 4-hole Appel.
And Appel comes into tonight with a 14-game hit streak. Very close to extending that to 15 in a row in his first plate appearance. But he flies out, and now it's Ted Burton, the Michigan transfer. Well, this is the numbers on Burton show you exactly how good of an A&M lineup this is, because I'm not about to knock Burton here. He has the lowest average in the A&M lineup tonight. He's hitting 290. He's close to 300.
Yeah, that's just got to be so discouraging as an opposing pitching staff. Just knowing what you got to face 1 through 9. We've hit on it obviously all game so far, but that's a great illustration right there. When you look at Burton's 290, is typically people would say, yeah, you hit 290, you take it every day of the week. Well, there's 8 other guys hitting better.
Now Burton is tagged this deep to left. He will tie the ball game as he leaves the yard into the crowd over the wall and left.
Burton lands on a hanging slider, and man, the bubbles, the tunes. This is a fun atmosphere if you're a baseball fan. Look at that. That's just hung. It's hung by Finley, and Burton stayed on it. Gets that up into that south wind, almost lands on the recreational center rack there. Tie ball game here at Bluebell Park. First sign of life from the Aggie offense comes in the bottom of the second from the bat of Ted Burton.
That was Burton's 5th home run of the year, and now number 5. Hayden shot to the plate, fouled off the first pitch from Leighton Finley. Few remaining bubbles still out there. And if you haven't been watching A&M baseball recently, that tune you heard when Burton came home is the Rattling Bog. And that's had him dancing here at Bluebell Park for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt's still hearing that in their nightmares. They came to Bluebell Park when that song debuted and got swept, and this offense went crazy, and I don't know if we're going to hear that song ever stop here.
Well, it was credited Hayden Schott who got that going here.
That's no surprise.
He suggested it. That's the word. It was approved. Now it plays loudly at Bluebell Park. And Hayden Schott, he's been exceptional this season as an Aggie. He's also an Ivy League transfer from Columbia. Schott is 5 for his last 12, and in that span, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Now 6 for his last 13, because he drives that back up the middle for a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting by Schott. You see him recognize changeup. That's a 2-2 changeup. Out of the hand of Leighton Finley, and Schott recognizes it. Stays back just a hair, shoots it back up the middle, but keeps momentum going for the maroon and white. As this offense seems to have a little life as the crowd gets excited, the music starts playing. I expect this all weekend, though. I expect both teams to really be putting pressure on opposing pitching staffs offensively.
Ollie Camarillo comes to the plate, and he has been on base 27 games in a row. It's pretty impressive stuff. And in fact, Boomer, the 3 longest on-base streaks this season for A&M, they're all current. Camarillo currently 27 in a row on base. Appel, that 25-game streak is current. So is Braden Montgomery's 23. They'll all be trying to extend those this evening.
Yeah, that's just more pressure. Just more pressure on offenses and pitching, or on opposing pitching staffs, knowing that, 3-4 guys in a lineup are just regularly on base, getting hits, drawing walks, putting good at-bats together.
Camarillo, in fact, has hit safely in 16 of his last 17 games. That's part of that on-base streak. He has a 3-1 count here.
Ooh, nice pitch.
Yeah, fastball. Got him on the outer half, full count.
Yeah, that's one where if you're Ali Camarillo, you're sitting one pitch in one location, ready to do some damage in a 3-1 count. A lot of fans may say, man, that's a strike, 3-1, why aren't you pulling the trigger? But 3-1, you want your pitch. You don't want to take a swing at just any strike. So you like to think he was looking more middle in there. And that's the same pitch, but obviously 3-2, you got to be hacking. And wow, Leighton Finley still living at 96 miles an hour with that heater. Plenty of velocity right there, and the breaker, the changeup, both being mixed in a lot. So the mix and the stuff is there. But this A&M offense trying to get into that pitch count a little more.
In on the hands, but he fought it off to keep it at a full count. Extended at bat here. Another full count pitch coming from Leighton Finley to Ali Camarillo.
Yeah, 8 pitches or more is a positive at bat, quality at bat, however you look at it, no matter the result. So Ali Camarillo is going to be on his 8th pitch here. So helping out his offense, regardless if he gets a hit or not.
We'll make it a 9th pitch. Not done yet. Camarillo hit .371 last year at Cal State Northridge. Comes to A&M, he's hitting over 300. 100 at .315. That's another foul ball. That's going to land on that packed east lawn.
So if you're Leighton Finley, you got 4 straight heaters you've delivered to Ali Camarillo. Do you possibly try and mix a changeup in here? He's timed up on 95, 96 miles an hour here. If you throw another one down the middle, it may be sent over left field, because he's got to think the timing is getting there, seeing so many pitches in a row. So now it's a chess match, you know. You risk bringing in off speed and walking him. You could also get a swing and miss. Goes with the heater again.
Heading into double digits on the Leighton Finley pitches. This at bat to Ali Camarillo. Good stuff from both of them. Finley won't back down. Camarillo won't let him off the hook. This is all with 1 out and a runner on. The game was tied earlier this inning on the Ted Burton home run.
Oh, man, this is beautiful. And Finley, man, he's spotting up, too.
That was
Throwing
97.
great. 97, rare bat. He said,
outside corner.
Well, he said, I'm tired of this. I'm getting this one by you. I'm getting it by you. And the crowd almost getting louder here for Camarillo, appreciating the at-bat that he's putting together.
Camarillo's breaking a sweat in this first at bat. It's humid, and he had to wipe the brow as he steps back in from the right side.
He's smiling.
Is somebody going to get lucky number 13 here?
Well, I'll tell you this right here. Ali Camarillo is on swing. He is pulling the trigger, I think, no matter what comes out of Leighton Finley's hands. So if I'm Finley, I mean, I've stuck with 7 straight fastballs. I think I'm probably going to stick with an 8th. But if you execute a breaking ball here, I think you get him. Because when you're on swing, you're just ready to pull the trigger no matter what. So total chess match. Look at the fans. They're doing everything they can. Let's see if he wants to challenge him with the heater again.
Finally missed outside. Yes, the heater, but away. And Ali Camarillo on a walk is going to get a well-earned standing ovation. 13 pitches to walk his way to first.
It open a heartbeat. Leighton Finley's got to dial back in here and try and miss a barrel here from one of these hitters.
after Ali Camarillo took it the distance. The Aggies have runners on first and second. First pitch to Caden Sorrell. Fastball up and in. 1-0. Sorrell, since taking over as the starting left fielder on March 23rd against Mississippi State, has hit .313, making the most of his opportunity as a freshman.
That's a big swing. And not only is it big to get out of this inning if you're Georgia and Finley here to keep the game tied, but you're trying to save this bullpen, and if this lineup turns over this inning, you may be in the bullpen in the second if you're Georgia, and that is not good for this series. This lineup just feasts on relievers and bullpens. We said Leighton Finley needed to try and get through the fourth to give Georgia the best chance to win here, and that starts right now, getting 8-9 and getting out of this inning.
Missed way out. Back-to-back pitches at 86, and both of them well out of the zone.
3-1 here. Sorrell, you're looking one pitch in one location. Narrow your sights here. You got to be fastball, and you pick. You want to drive it the other way, or you want to go pull side, but you got to hunt that and swing at that only.
Boomer, that I would qualify as 3 big misses on the last 3 pitches he threw to Sorrell.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I think that Coach Johnson sees that. You have Travis Chestnut, the 9-hole coming up. No easy out, but less dangerous than the following batters to come. I think you give Finley one more chance here to go try and get a double play. Try and get an out here before you go to this bullpen, but I don't think that bullpen's far off from being called upon.
Loaded with Aggies, Travis Chestnut at the plate. The speedy Travis Chestnut. Injury took him out of the lineup for a while, but he returned as the second baseman on April 9th. It was an oblique injury that made him sit for a while, and you don't want Travis Chestnut sitting because those wheels can't turn when he's out with an injury. He can flat out run.
Yeah, that's going to make it challenging to turn 2 on him here as well. So you got to think if Chestnut puts the ball on the ground, it's most likely an RBI unless the play comes home. But the corners are in, so there's a chance they're going home with this, but it's hard to double him up. And Finley's guiding the ball now. You can just tell. You can see when he releases the hands kind of trying to hold it where it needs to be, and he's not free. The misses this inning are bigger than the misses were yesterday. Not yesterday, first inning. Sorry, I was looking at the corners and sidetracked here, but big pitch here. Don't want to go to a 3-1 count.
Hard cut on a fastball. Came up empty. So for Leighton Finley, I mean, he got out of the first inning 1-2-3. He struck out Laviolette and got a double play ball from Montgomery. But that's how long this A&M lineup is. You get through that so-called murderer's row, and you have the trouble in the second inning. And that's another 2-strike foul ball from an Aggie.
Well, Finley hasn't been able to land that breaker or the changeup in a while. He's been going to that fastball, and he's in a 3-2 count versus Camarillo. He went on the fastball every time. You wonder if he's afraid to throw him one to the backstop here. He's going to keep sticking with the heater. But Chestnut, you got to find a way to put the ball in play here.
Got him looking. Big strikeout. He's got a chance to strand. The bases loaded.
Sure does. What a huge pitch. As he clipped the top of the zone. That's close. Chestnut gets real low. He's a shorter guy too. He didn't like it. I'd say it was right at the top. Could go either way, but regardless, what an opportunity here for both sides. Finley to get out of a jam, and Grahovic to cause some real damage here. He's not landing the off speed.
Yeah, breaking balls away.
Yeah, he's missing, so he's only got the fastball, and you got nowhere to put him. So I think he may give one more opportunity to land a breaker, get a swing and miss or something, but he's going to have to go to that fastball eventually so he doesn't walk him. Grahovic's got to be timed up. That's the heater. It's just top of the strike zone is where he's pitching, and Leighton Finley has a lower release, and the ball almost has an upward tilt, and so he's almost most effective when he rides the top of that strike zone, and as a hitter, it can be hard to commit to a ball that maybe feels like it's at your shoulders. There it was.
So that's the breaking ball. He gets the swing and the miss on.
Yeah, now you got him where you want him. You got him exactly where you want him, and I'd probably I'd throw at least one more of those right here. Try and execute that same pitch. That or a high heater.
Tried the breaker again.
It's a perfect pitch and a perfect take right there. It's exactly where he wanted that ball. So this is the chess match. I like to get in a hitter's head. You see back-to-back breakers. You've seen it twice. You try and change the eye level with a fastball high. And you go back to the breaker, and he went to the breaker, and man, what a pitch and what a take.
So you're going full count again, and the runners will be breaking.
Runners are moving. Get a look here. I mean, it just lands maybe an inch off the black. Look at this outside corner. That's off. That's off, and that's a good call, and it's a good take, and it's a good pitch. But runners moving here. Action.
Leighton Finley got him looking on the outside corner.
College Station. See how Prager wants to go at him this time. Yeah, I'd have done that too, gone away from the heater.
Record-setting year for Charlie Condon continues when he launched his 27th there in the first inning. A&M fired back with a Ted Burton homer. It's 1-1. Chopped at Camarillo, 1 out. Now, the Aggies had 4 outfielders there with Charlie Condon at the plate. Travis Chestnut, the second baseman, he plays outfield also. He was in the right center field gap. He put on a bigger glove. So after that out, he ran back toward the A&M dugout, got the smaller infielder's glove, and goes back to second base. So A&M had 3 infielders and 4 outfielders there defensively against Charlie Condon, and here is Dylan Goldstein. So you see Travis Chestnut, he's out there in right center. Jace LaViolette, the normal center fielder, is in left center, 4 outfielders. It worked as he bounced to Camarillo, the shortstop, and this into the glove of Camarillo. 2 quick outs.
Yeah, 2 quick ones there. That's big for Ryan Prager, and you got to think you just have such a long inning at the plate for the Aggies and in the field for the Bulldogs. The last thing you want if you're Georgia is to have this offense go up there and do a quick 1, 2, 3 and then go send Leighton Finley back out there after a 30-plus pitch inning. And yeah, look what they're doing right here. It's exactly what they're doing. Calling a little timeout. They got to buy some time.
Let's break up the rhythm here, huh?
100%. You're breaking up Prager's rhythm, but you're giving your starter some breathing room. You're letting him, yeah, and the crowd's picking up on this, but that's what I would be doing too. You don't want to send your arm back out there after that inning he just went through, so they're going to allow a home plate umpire to break this up and see if you can work an at bat here so that you can give Finley a little bit more of a break, because at this rate he'll have had about 4 minutes off and then he's back on the hill, and that's not good.
Conversation eventually involved Georgia head coach Wes Johnson.
He's probably going to take this pitch too. He should take it. Slade Alford, don't expect him swinging. Wow.
It was Will Coggin, the essential offensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs, that started that conversation with Alford, and then Wes Johnson joined in. There's Wes, first-year head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs from 19 to 22. He was the Twins pitching coach. Last year, he was at LSU as the pitching coach, helping the Tigers win a national championship. Really got things going pretty well in Athens. This Georgia team 30-10 overall. Grahovac. That's a nice clean inning from Ryan Prager. 3 up, 3 of them here in College Station this weekend. Charlie Condon, Braden Montgomery, and Jace Laviolette. Laviolette will lead off for the Aggies in the bottom of 3. Last night, Tennessee beat Missouri 10-1, and Christian Moore hit his 20th home run of the season. It was Moore's 6th homer in his last 6 games. So he's joined the party.
Yeah, getting that 20, getting out of the teens, it's a big number in college baseball. That's outside. It almost seemed inconceivable maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I know when I played, if you got in double digits, that's just 2016. You were really pounding the ball. Now it's, if you approach 25, you're doing great.
Laviolette did strike out swinging his first time against Findlay. Way up and way in with a fastball.
What I want to see from Leighton Findlay is, can you put guys away? Right now, you're not landing the off-speed that well, and clearly you couldn't put away Camarillo. So are you able to get ahead and put guys away, or are you allowing to get back into account, therefore extending that pitch count? And he does it right there, puts Laviolette away. 2 strikeouts both times. Laviolette's come to the plate. This one a changeup. Look at that. Pronate, down and away. Foul tip, but caught. But that was a beautifully executed at bat from Leighton Findlay. Went off speed, heater up and in, and then back down to the off speed. Changing speeds, changing locations. That's how you go at Jace Laviolette.
Well, it's early, but thus far, Findlay has done well against that monster top 3 in the order for A&M. Braden Montgomery, he got to ground into a double play earlier.
Nice pitch. And man, if Findlay can settle in here and get another 2 innings out of himself, how great would that be for the Bulldogs? They were about going to their bullpen last inning. Findlay goes back out of in the top of the second. He'd thrown like 14 pitches, 16 pitches. He leaves the bottom of the second throwing 55.
Yeah, he really had to work. Really had to labor in the bottom of 2. Findlay's longest outing this year is 5 1/3. That was against Alabama. He allowed 3 earned and no decision. And in his last 2 outings, Findlay has gone 5 innings. Against Missouri, 5 innings and a run, no decision. Against Ole Miss, 5 innings. He did allow 6 runs, but he did get a win against the Rebels. So he's worked into the 3rd here after a long extended 2nd inning. He just struck out Montgomery. He's actually making quick work of the top 3 in the order.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, can he put guys away? I just mentioned it. Well, he sure can, and he's done it twice with the changeup to the lefties. So, man, that stuff, the heater climbing up to 97 this inning. He's working both off-speed pitches, so, I mean, if he can control his stuff and mix it, he can get rolling here and go another 2 or 3 innings. Question is, can he avoid another inning like he had last inning where he got into deep counts and put guys on?
Well, you don't see it often. The first 2 times that Findlay has had to face Grahovac, Laviolette, and Montgomery, they've gone 0 for 5 against him with 4 strikeouts. Here is Jackson Appel, who hit the ball hard and deep to left field his first time. Branch bobbled it for a moment, but picks it up and throws out Jackson Appel and sends Colby Branch to the plate. Branch's first pitch swinging. Waiting on it in center field is Jace Laviolette. You're going to start to ask now, are both pitchers starting to cruise? Both went 3 up, 3 down in their last innings. And Prager gets Branch to fly out to start the 4th.
Man, I feel like you see that so often. There's opportunity to do damage offensively, and if you let a pitcher get out of the inning or you let them just get to that 2nd or 3rd and see some success, next thing you know, they're dialed in for 2 or 3 innings. You're looking back thinking, man, we had opportunity. We had them on the ropes. I know the Aggie offense may end up thinking that versus Leighton Finley, and Prager, since that early home run, yeah, seems to be rocking and rolling as well.
I ask, will they start to cruise? I mean, I don't know if you can ever really get too comfortable against either of these lineups.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's really going to be smooth sailing against them. You have guys that can leave the yard at any time, both with the Aggie lineup and the Bulldogs as well. Paul Tates has one of Georgia's 3 hits. He singled to lead off the 2nd inning. Fouled away, 2 strikes on Paul Tates. Georgia 9-9 in the SEC. They're 6 back of Kentucky in the East. Kentucky having an unreal season in Lexington. 1-2 to Tates. And A&M, they're 1 back of Arkansas in the West. The Aggies a 13-5 SEC record. Arkansas 14-4. This weekend, Florida heads down to Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks. Aggies and Bulldogs. While Jim Schlossnagle takes on Georgia, he might have his eye on what's happening in Fayetteville. A lot of folks around here will have their eye on the final regular season series. A&M closes conference play with a weekend against Arkansas here at Bluebell Park. Right now, those are the number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the nation. Ryan Prager gets Tates. He dials up his 3rd strikeout.
Slider missed the outside corner previous pitch and backed it up there a little bit, top of the strike zone. Tates underneath it, can't get to it. That high pitch looks enticing. You got to get there early and get those hands there quick. It's always by you a little quicker than you're ready for.
It's Clayton Chadwick. This A&M team at number 1. It's Chadwick. He's 0 for 1. Fielder's choice his first time. It's the 7th A&M team in program history to get to number 1 in the nation. Boomer White's 2016 team got there for 4 weeks. Tomorrow, A&M will honor their 1989 team. That was the first ever A&M squad to be ranked number 1, and they are the one with the distinction of having stayed number 1 the longest. It was 11 weeks in '89. And as we told you early in this one, and if you haven't heard already, tomorrow between the Aggies and the Bulldogs is now a doubleheader. Rain is supposed to come through the area here in College Station on Sunday, so they go with a doubleheader tomorrow. A&M and Georgia starting at 1 p.m.
Another
just
walk.
Missed up off speed.
Yeah, it goes with the slider and a 3-1 count, misses up. You know, you're talking about being the number 1 team in the country. I don't know how much that changes things in a locker room or in a dugout.
I don't think it does with this A&M team. They kind of have that mantra. They've talked about it, that they treat every day as opening day. Now, it's one thing to say it. These guys have done a nice job of really living that way. I mean, they'll go so far as to tell a pitcher who's starting that day, congratulations on getting the opening day start. So they've done a nice job of taking it one day at a time, despite having the target on their back as the #1 team in the nation. Base hit, Sebastian Murillo.
Yeah, Murillo wastes no time tagging that through the 6-hole. I think that's a good point. I think if you make that kind of the mantra, and it's constantly talked about that it is just one game, it kind of just starts to turn into a way of life. I'll say that it shouldn't change really anything because you're still the same team doing the same things. I will say that it does give you a perspective that the rest of the country thinks that there's no one better than you, and that's a special, unique feeling that is hard to shake. If you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, you can look up and be like, well, we're really good and we may be a regional host and we may go to Omaha, but you know, there are still people out there that think there are other teams better than us. But right now, it's pretty much a consensus that no one has anyone above the Aggies in the whole country right now. Nice pitch.
At just 79 miles per hour, that's off speed. Prager has Gonzalez down in the count 0-2. Prager got the first 2 Bulldogs this inning, but faces Gonzalez with 2 dogs aboard, Chadwick and Murillo. An 0-2 to Fernando Gonzalez. Fouled it away right side. NFL draft is this weekend, and an Aggie has gone off the board. Texas A&M linebacker Edgerrin Cooper, 2nd round, 45th pick overall to the Green Bay Packers. Yesterday, 2 dogs win. Kirby Smart saw Brock Bowers and Amarius Mims go in the 1st round. Bowers 13th pick to the Raiders. Mims 18th pick to the Bengals. Imagine you're going to hear a lot of SEC names called in Detroit this weekend. That's where the draft is, home of the Lions and home of their head coach and Aggie, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, how about that turnout at that draft? I cannot believe that still gets, what, 150,000 people. Looked like Woodstock yesterday.
Dan Campbell's got him into football up there in Detroit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's special. Beauty. Beautiful changeup. Gets Gonzalez.
As an Aggie. Made it 1-1, and that's where we are right now as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Burton leading off against Leighton Finley. Finley's got on a little bit of a run. He has retired 5 in a row, 4 of those by strikeout. And he has made quick work of the top 3 in the order for A&M, the vaunted Grahovac, Laviolette, and Montgomery.
Yeah, that's got to be extremely encouraging, but almost confusing too. If he's not able to roll through the rest of the lineup, it's, you know, you're doing something that hardly anyone in America can do, and that's make quick work of those 4. But you got to do it through the rest of the lineup. That's what makes it so challenging when you face the Aggies. Yet,
no, Burton is who he's having trouble with, and Burton is taking him deep for the 2nd time tonight. Teddy Two Bombs puts the Aggies in the lead.
Ted Burton takes a slider again over left center. Holy cow. Leighton Finley cruising through the top 4, top 5. You get to Burton. No, sir. Misses, and Burton knows it right off the bat. That almost landed on the wreck as well. So the 3 home runs we've seen today, absolute nukes to left and left field where that wind's blowing.
Big bomb in the Rattling Bog. Plays again. The Aggies lead 2-1. 440 feet.
And that's a slider too, both times. Right on right slider. To be able to hammer it twice, he's seeing something right out the hand there of Finley. Obviously he won't throw that to Burton again. Shot wanted that.
Shot has a base hit back in the 2nd inning. Hard hit single up the middle. Schott is 6 for his last 13. One thing Schott has provided, he is an excellent situational hitter. Now, he hasn't gotten to prove that tonight because he's come up after Ted Burton's bombs and the base is empty, but so often Schott has been good with runners in scoring position. He's good with 2 outs. He has productive outs. Even when he records an out, he moves runners oftentimes. And this time he'll fly it right into the glove of Dylan Goldstein.
From up here, man, it looked like he landed on that. I was looking out towards the bleachers and may have caught it off the end there. Clearly did miss it. And Ali Camarillo to the plate. I don't think anyone's more familiar with Leighton Finley than this guy. 13 pitches last at bat.
Got a good look. And Ali Camarillo drew the walk. And he has now been on base 28 games in a row. There's some people in this park tonight that watched what Ali Camarillo did in the second and say it was the best walk they've ever seen. Has to be some of that verbiage going around Bluebell Park. And I believe he fouled off 7 full count pitches to draw that walk against Finley. Finley wasn't giving in. Finally, Camarillo made it come to an end. Camarillo, the on-base streak extends to 28 games in a row. And Jackson Appel came in here reaching base 25 in a row. He has not reached base yet. Montgomery came into this one getting to base 23 games in a row. He has not reached yet. And this is off the hands and into the glove of Sebastian Murillo. So Leighton Finley, a pretty good job of silencing things after the Burton home run. He was able to get Schott to fly out, Camarillo to pop over to second base. Caden Sorrell at the plate. He also walked earlier. Chopped at Murillo, easy play. He'll underhand it and he'll get Sorrell. In this college game tonight from College Station and in this series all weekend long, Corey Collins leads off. I was talking before we came on the air tonight. You almost feel bad for Corey Collins. He came into this game at 387 and it's almost all overshadowed because of the guy who hits behind him in Charlie Condon.
You know what? I was the SEC Player of the Year hitting 386 with 5 home runs. He's substantially better statistically than that, and he doesn't get a conversation going. So shows you where the offensive talent is in this conference that, yeah, his stats aren't preposterous. And Ryan Prager continues rolling as he gets Collins out for the 3rd time this evening. The changeup, oh man, just running out of bat way too fast there. Beautiful pitch. I think this is the biggest inning so far for Prager. Top of the lineup, they've already seen you twice. Can you find a way to get through with no damage or limited damage and go another inning or two for your bullpen?
Charlie Condon delivered the home run earlier. It was the 52nd of his career. One more and he ties Gordon Beckham for the career record at Georgia. Also, it was his 27th of the year. Gordon Beckham has the single season home run record at Georgia as well with 28 in a season.
Little difference there though in those games played.
Charlie got there a little quicker. But with the next Charlie Condon home run, He ties Gordon Beckham for the career and single season home run record at Georgia. Both categories. He needs 1 to tie, 2 to take the record for himself.
Well, he saw 2 fastballs the first 2 pitches he's seen today, and ever since he's seen nothing but off speed. I don't expect that to change here.
Got him on a check swing, and Condon went around. Strikeouts of Collins and Condon to start the 5th for Ryan Prager.
And yes, he went with the off speed. Just changeups and sliders away. Condon fooled. You see him really committing there out of the hand of Prager with 2 strikes. So either way too aggressive or just unable to pick up any spin. Thinks it's a fastball all the way, and clearly not. 2 big outs for Ryan Prager here in the top of 5.
Well, when we came back for this top of the 5th, we showed you the top prospects as far as the draft coming up with Condon and Montgomery. Also on that list was Hagen Smith and Jack Caglione. Florida facing Arkansas in Fayetteville this weekend. Game 1 tonight. Arkansas leads 1-0. Hagen Smith thus far, 5 innings pitched, scoreless. He has struck out 8 and only allowed 1 hit against Jack Caglione and the Gators. That is deep to right, and that is not coming back. Dylan Goldstein ties the game with a homer to right field, his 11th of the year, and this one is 2-2.
We're tied again here. We got a game. Didn't expect anything different, but Prager hangs a slider and Goldstein deposits it close to the railroad tracks. Man, this game is being decided by the home run count. Look at the slider just hanging over the middle, and man, Goldstein looked to be sitting on that. What a beautiful swing, staying timed up, and no doubt Ryan Prager was absolutely cruising. Little mistake there, really the first one since he threw that heater to Condon in the first inning. The Bulldogs tie it up.
Well, we thought we'd see some offense this weekend, and we do have 4 home runs tonight. But if you're Ryan Prager and Leighton Finley, they're all solos.
Yeah, you're okay with that.
Everything's solo, so they're not killing you.
There just really haven't been a ton of base runners. The bottom of 2, the Aggies really put some pressure on Finley, and there was no big hit had. Other than that, you know, these home runs, you're right, solos you'll take all day if you're a pitcher, especially on a day like today with this wind and these offenses. Not a lot of free passes from these arms, and pretty efficient getting that first and second guy out. So the damage has definitely been limited. If you'd have told me we'd be 2-2 here in the top of 5, I'd be quite surprised.
Slade offered a struck out and grounded out. Five hits for Georgia, 3 for A&M.
These righties are just getting a steady diet of sliders and changeups away. And typically when you're a lefty pitcher throwing to a righty hitter, that slider, that curveball comes towards the righty. Well, Prager's has a lot of depth to it, just going north and south, and he's keeping it away. So these hitters are really forced to stay back and see that ball all the way to them. Just like that, what a play.
Krahovac will throw it into the dirt, and it'll skip into Burton. Tournament projections from D1 Baseball. The #1 overall national seed. Jim Schlossnagle, he and the Aggies, College World Series in 2022. They obviously have the type of team that could return to Omaha. But a long way from now till then. And we told you that A&M will face Arkansas at the end of the year. And as far as the rankings are concerned, it would be the number 1 Aggies against the number 2 Razorbacks. Travis Chestnut down in the count 1-2 after a hard cut. Chestnut struck out looking with the bases loaded back in the second inning. The Aggies, after Ted Burton tied the game at 1 in the second inning, they loaded up the bases, but then Leighton Finley got Chestnut and Grahovac to strike out to strand them loaded.
Chestnut's been behind on that heater, but every fastball he gets from Finley's elevated. Makes it harder to catch up to. So not only is he a smaller guy to begin with, but he's in a Jeff Bagwell type stance. So it's almost like any fastball that's going to come across the plate is going to be chest high. So he's got to get ready, get that load, get that front foot down earlier if he's going to try and time one of these up, but then you run the risk of getting out in front on any off speed.
Chestnut hanging in with 2 strikes. If he gets on base, he can fly. He's 6 of 6 on his stolen base attempts this year. Told you earlier he had to sit out about almost a month with an oblique injury.
Yeah, if I'm Leighton Finley right here, you're sticking with the heater. You make Travis Chestnut be able to time that thing up and get on top of it. Because even if he does time it up, there's a chance he just hits a skyrocket in the infield. So don't speed his bat up by throwing him something slower. But you don't want to walk him. That'd be a bad way to start this bottom of the 5th and then go to the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, because if you get Chestnut on, he starts to occupy your mind too.
Totally.
You will flat out have to deal with him on the base paths.
Fastball's coming. You got to be on time if you're Chestnut. There's no way he's throwing you off speed. He's late.
95 miles per hour.
That's it. You got to know it's 100% a fastball because he doesn't want to walk you to lead the inning off. He knows how fast you are. So fastball's coming. There's no excuse for that ball to go by your bat.
Strikeout to start the inning by Leighton Finley. His 6th strikeout against 3 walks. So now he goes the 3rd time through the order, and that means the 3rd time through the top 3. Grahovac, Laviolette, and Montgomery. And he has been very efficient against those 3 Aggies thus far. Grahovac, Laviolette, and Montgomery have combined to go 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts.
Well, there's been a formula, and it's off speed. And that's what he got him out with early, and let's see if he sticks with it. He worked the slider away. Actually, that's incorrect. He punched Grahovac out looking on a heater away, but he lived with off speed before that. But then Montgomery and Laviolette, it was all the changeup. So let's see if he can locate that and land it. Yep, just like that. Good pitch.
Grahovac, 10 of his 15 home runs have come in SEC play. He's got a 9-game hit streak that he's trying to extend. So 2-2 now.
Gets behind 0-2, dots 2 heaters on the outside corner, 95. It's a great way to climb back in the count. And now if you're Grahovac, you're thinking, does he do it again? Or does he try and get me chasing with the off speed? He's thrown some good ones to Grahovac so far tonight.
My goodness, he is carving up this top 3 like no one's done all year. Leighton Finley with another strikeout.
Well, there's something sneaky about that fastball. That's no secret right now. And he's fired up. The 4-seam just right by him. Like it's not even really close, I think. If you were to slow that down, Grahovac and Chestnut were both very late to a 4-seam fastball in a 2-strike count. And your approach as a hitter is to be timed up on the heater. So there's something that these hitters can't catch up to.
Laviolette has struck out twice. Fastball inner half at 96.
96 on the 93rd pitch. I thought that may have been some adrenaline in the first couple of innings when we were seeing a 6 and a 7 on that radar gun, but no, sir. The 6'5", 230-pound Friday night starter's got some stuff, and Laviolette gets it up into the jet stream.
At the wall. Oh, he's robbed in center field by Clayton Chadwick. Aggie home runs. Jace Laviolette nearly left the yard to close the 5th. But Clayton Chadwick got up the wall and took one away from him.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that I don't think that ball was going to go over the fence.
Yeah, but when I saw that last replay, it probably would have struck off the top of the wall.
It was so, it's hard to the glove was over the wall, but I think where he caught it and the glove kept going, I think that it appeared that way, but I think you feel a little bit better if you're an Aggie fan knowing that wouldn't have given you the lead, would have been a double or a triple if that went off the wall. Nonetheless, an amazing, amazing catch, but I don't know if he took it back. It would have been close.
The top and bottom of the 5th ended with fantastic defensive plays. The catch against the wall by Chadwick, and then Grahovac in the top of the 5th robbed Slade Alford of a base hit with a diving play at third base. Colby Branch leading it off, top of the 6th. And the breaking ball in for a strike. Ryan Prager, 4 strikeouts in this one against 2 walks.
Polside needs to watch out here. Colby Branch is tattooing balls. One went down to the Aggie bullpen, that one to the Aggie dugout. That tells me, though, Ryan Prager should be throwing a changeup down and away.
He went up with a fastball.
Sure did. Branch is on that plate, though, so he covers it really well, so he can probably take something out or third and pull it. So the other strategy, if you're not going to go soft away, is to go hard in and try and get to his hand before he can deliver the barrel to the ball.
High to left, and Laviolette and Sorrell are coming together. Sorrell will take it.
Leadoff runners, I got to go back through. I don't think there's been a ton of leadoff guys on.
Georgia just once. Single back in the 2nd inning by Tates.
You would know it off the top of your head. Aggies, well, 1 and a home run.
Yeah. Grahovac a walk in the 1st, and Burton led the 4th with one of his home runs.
But it just feels like every inning is kind of, the offense is playing from behind. They're trying to scratch one across with 2 outs. And you can just feel that, of course, when the Aggies are at the plate, because this is a home ballpark, but you can feel that as you watch the game, that there really isn't much pressure on these pitchers aside from 1 inning when the Aggies were at the plate in bottom of 2. Have you ever got a foul ball in this booth?
Oh, that's a good question. I know I've been in a booth that's gotten a foul ball in it. I don't know if it's this one or a radio booth.
Yeah, I don't know if
I know I didn't catch it.
I just feel like every foul ball, come on, get in the booth, and they're all, never even close.
Yeah, that one by Tates was right above us.
Mm-hmm. So it made me think about it. It's like as closest it's been in a while.
Backhand by Grahovac. He's going to have to make another long throw, and Burton reached out to help him out.
Good play. Good play by Burton, and Grahovac gets it moving back, and He almost goes with the quicker throw with less on it. Could have gathered himself and taken a crow hop.
That's nice on that end by Burton, too. Wow.
That's a big pick.
That is a nice pick.
And it's easily Tate's going to second there if that's missed, maybe even third. Oh, that wasn't a strike. I thought that was a strike. I heard the groans and looked up and saw it 1-0 instead of 0-1. Chadwick still probably got some adrenaline going after that catch.
Well, he robbed Laviolette with it. Now he's going to fly out to Laviolette. 3 up, 3 down. Braden Montgomery a double play and a strikeout swinging. Coming into tonight, Montgomery, the 68 RBIs, tied for the lead nationally with Troy's Brooks Bryan.
Couple of change-ups there. Right out of the bullpen, change-up to the righty. Tells me a lot if I'm a hitter or if I'm in the dugout. All ways you can pick up on themes on how these guys want to attack hitters. Then speeds up with the heater inside. So soft away, hard in. Soft away, hard in.
Montgomery, a switch hitter, came into tonight as a .389 left-handed hitter. He went 0 for 2 from the left side. Entered tonight as a .317 right-handed hitter. And he goes from the right side for the first time this evening.
Be on time for a fastball here if you're Montgomery. Taking everything else. There's your walk.
And that means Montgomery will extend an on-base streak to 24 games in a row. Well, you were talking about, felt like not a lot of leadoff hitters on tonight. The Aggies get one on in the bottom of the 6th. What can they do with him? Jackson Appel. Jackson Appel trying to extend a hit streak to 15 games in a row. But he's 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out.
Undoubtedly, there's a theme with this Aggie offense that is relentless pressure yields them runs at some point in the game and a lot of runs. So right now you're thinking they've only got two runs on 3 hits, both solo jacks from Trey Burton. So if you're going to keep putting pressure on a pitching staff, you think it's coming soon. So you got to brace yourself if you're Georgia. You cannot get comfortable. I think that's exactly
a switch hitter.
Well, I think that's exactly why Coach Johnson's going to the bullpen, because he doesn't want to give the middle of this order another look at Finley. But man, Finley was rolling, so he's really asking a lot from Goldstein to come here and pick up that slack, because only 3 hits in 5 innings against this offense. You take that every day of the week going into this series.
Look out. High and tight, 3-1. Well, if you're Goldstein, you got to find the zone. A walk and a 3-1 count, first 2 men that he faces. Appel hammered him to left. And that's one way to extend a hit streak. It's another home run. This time it's a 2-run shot. And the Aggies take a 4-2 lead.
Oh, what a beautiful swing from Jackson Appel. Just watch him take this fastball to left center, backspin it, line drive. There's a jet stream out there. That's a no-doubter tonight. And man, one of the purest hitters in the country, unassuming when he comes to the plate, but the results speak for themselves. Hitting 370, switch hitter, 8 bombs, 4-hole. The battery behind the plate, Jackson Appel gets the bubbles going here tonight.
So Appel extends his hit streak to 15 games in a row. It is the longest streak of the year by an Aggie. And after allowing that home run, you have to face Ted Burton, who has left the yard twice. Wes Johnson just came out in front of the Georgia dugout. I think he wants time called. He hadn't gone out to the mound yet. And now he will. And Goldstein will continue against Ted Burton with a 1-1 count. In the dirt.
Well, Goldstein had about a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio going into this inning, and that tells me he doesn't put a lot of guys on, and he's been a little errant since he has come in. So I wonder if they do see or think that something's got to be off with the way he's throwing. That was a good pitch to go after if you're Burton. Gets back to an even count.
Two and two to Burton.
Beauty.
Nice breaking ball to get him swinging.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Climbs back in the count with the fastball and the changeup. He hasn't landed it yet, but man, look at that pronation. It's the side spin that makes the ball fall down and away. It's very significant from Charlie Goldstein, and you can tell by the way, I can tell by his demeanor out there and how comfortable he is throwing these pitches that typically these balls are landing. And that changeup's a big-time pitch for him, but that was the first really good one we've seen today.
Hayden shot 1 for 2, singled back in the second inning. It was up the middle. Not a lot of history between A&M and Georgia, but when A&M joined the league in time for the 2013 baseball season, their first ever SEC series was against the Georgia Bulldogs here at Bluebell Park. Aggies swept that series.
Did not know that.
Shot tried to go the other way.
Played Georgia when I was here, hosted them at Bluebell Park. I think they had a first-round arm going on a Friday night. Tyler something, and he threw about 100 miles an hour. It was very scary.
Shot bounced that foul.
Tyler, man, I'm blanking right now, but I do remember that. He was an absolute flamethrower. I think we handled that series. Texas A&M did. May have swept, but yeah, you don't always get, the West doesn't always get those East games. I think you get 3 or 4 teams out of the East a year, so it could be a while in between. But in 2016, we hosted the Dogs here in College Station. Ooh. Second largest crowd this season. We were, let's see if I can do my math, 32 people shy of 8,000 here at Bluebell Park tonight. 7,968 here, and you know, you're often used to seeing these top 2 decks packed, but you're getting a lot out by the rec, and you're loading up section 12 in right field. So you're getting them here however you can. #1 team in the country will get a lot of attention as Schott chops that one to second for the second out of the inning for Goldstein. But man, so far it has been a story of the home run, huh? All solos but one, but just still real no momentum for that big inning for either offense. Biggest inning so far is this one with 2 runs tagged on by the Aggies, but pitchers seem to be doing damage control in this game, not letting the ducks get on the pond, so to speak, too often, and not allowing that big hit with runners in scoring position.
Your old teammate, Michael Barish, bailed us out.
Oh, that's
Robert Tyler.
Robert Tyler.
In 2016.
I was off.
That's who you faced.
Tyler. I knew it was Tyler something. Okay, there you go.
Barish knew I was on the phone trying to dive into it, and he just sent a text. So thanks, Mike.
I love that. Mike's obviously got a big Friday night going on, sitting on his couch, got some takeout. Just kidding. This is a big Friday night. Watching #1 team in the country versus the Dogs.
This is appointment television.
It is.
Bluebell Park's the place to be. Why wouldn't you be tuned in? Ali Camarillo. 2-out knock.
Good piece of hitting. That's why you're batting .320 if you're Ali Camarillo, because you get fooled, yet your hands are good enough to save you and find the barrel, hit a line drive, and that's what he did there. Good execution, change up away there by Goldstein. But Camarillo found a way to get on, trying to extend this inning with 2 outs.
Camarillo this year 6 of 6 on his stolen base attempts.
Does he have the most on the team?
You know who has the most on the team?
Let me guess. Appel.
Yeah, the catcher, Jackson Appel. Don't need to steal when the ball gets away. I should say Appel is tied with Burton. Burton also has 9. Two outs and a runner in scoring position for Caden Sorrell. Last week on Friday in Game 1 of the Alabama series, Sorrell hit a grand slam against the Crimson Tide. When he came to the plate, the Aggies were down 5-2. He put them up 6-5. A&M never looked back as they swept a doubleheader last Friday versus Bama. And we'll remind you again that the Aggies and Dogs will play a doubleheader here tomorrow at Bluebell Park. It'll start at 1 o'clock. That's due to weather coming through the College Station area on Sunday.
Man, I didn't like doubleheaders in college. Didn't like them. I think I got so used to playing them in Little League. You got
that
here.
Sentiment from a lot of baseball players.
That was ruled a pass ball, not a wild pitch.
That's what got Camarillo to second base.
I was looking at my monitor. Did that go through the 5-hole, or was that just under the glove of Gonzalez? It didn't seem too wild to me from Goldstein, so maybe just a dropped ball or just mishandled. But that could be big here. You got 3-1, you got a base open. Do you go with the freshman here?
I'll make the throw that doesn't have much effort on it, just so you don't get credited with a step off. You only get one of those per at bat, so quite the lazy throw to second base for Camarillo's running. So you aren't a fan of the doubleheaders as Sorrell walks.
Well, you're at the field.
I mean, it's just the exhaustion factor.
I think it's just knowing that, you know, you put so much effort and so much mental, physical energy into going and getting a win, especially in a conference series, that when you do it, it's like, oh, you want to be done. with the game, win or loss for the most part, but then you're just like, know that you got another 4 hours ahead of you on a physical and mental grind. So it's a long day. You're here at the park typically 4 hours before the game starts.
I was talking to Evan Oschenbeck this week, A&M reliever, who might be the best reliever in the country, by the way. He was talking about Jackson Appel when A&M played that doubleheader against Alabama last Friday. He said he was just absolutely spent as a catcher, going 18 innings, and those were high-run games. Both the Aggies and the Tide were out there for a while. Another no-effort throw from Goldstein.
Yeah, you know, I figured we would see more of Hank Bard and Max Coffer behind the plate, but Appel has really been the solo guy, even on Sundays for the most part. So, you know, when you're really not getting that break and you're as good as Jackson Appel is, which you're not, obviously at the big league level, you're catching 162 games, but a doubleheader is just so rare that if you're not taking care of your body or getting rest, some long games, that'll eat you up.
2-1 count now to Travis Chestnut.
Oh, man, I think the fans have an opinion on that one. You can see right there behind home plate.
Almost 8,000 opinions.
Yep. Well, there's been 5 or 6 fastballs right at that Aggies logo on Chestnut's jersey. Good take there. Man, that was a good take. It's like the opposite pitch. The fastball starts up, stays up. The changeup starts up, goes down. Easy to get fooled and chase it.
We got another text from one of your former teammates that claims they know why you didn't like doubleheaders.
I'm sure it's not going to be positive.
J.B. Moss.
Yeah.
He said it meant you couldn't get 18 holes in that day. You had to trade 18 holes of golf for 18 innings of baseball, and that's why you didn't like the doubleheaders.
Yeah. I guess so. Change up.
I thought he walked. But a full count, so the runners will be going. Camarillo from second, Sorrell from first.
Get a look here. Chestnut thought it was out. It's borderline. It's a good pitch, though, especially on a 3-1 count to load the bases to go with the changeup. May see it here again. Chestnut not having the best game. You got to go right at him here. I said this last time, though. You know, I said you don't want to put him on as a leadoff guy, so throw the fastball. Well, you also don't want to load the bases for Gavin Grahovac. So let's see what Charlie Goldstein chooses to do here. Changeup.
Chestnut was out in front.
2 big swings, only solos. Holy smokes. 100. You go see 90 out of the arm of Ryan Prager enough, and then you see 100. That'll kind of catch your attention.
Sebastian Murillo. First one to face the 100 miles per hour of Christopher Cortez.
Well, it's not just 100, it's a sinker. So
there's movement.
Yeah, last year it was a 4-seamer that could get hit around. Now it's just filth that'll wring your hands if you get jammed.
However, he hadn't found the zone yet. He tried the slider there and missed. So on 3-0, gives him a strike. Home plate umpire Brandon Cooper goes to the notepad. Is that possibly a warning? Sometimes you'll see that when they write it down. The 3-1 pitch will miss. Cortez walks the first man he sees. these Aggies a game behind Arkansas in the West.
Yeah, scores for us.
I was just going to update you on Arkansas because they're right in front of the Aggies in the West. Arkansas 1-1 with Florida in Fayetteville, 7th inning. Hagen Smith, 7 innings, 2 hits, a run. It's not earned. He struck out 11. And that's against that Florida lineup that features Jack Caglione, Colby Shelton. Florida is the only series loss this season for A&M. A&M started SEC play in Gainesville, lost 2 of 3 to that highly touted Gator lineup.
Well, that was a relentless offense, and I can remember that series being over thinking, man, who is going to go, 3 games and not get the brunt of those bats? And it just seems like the Aggies caught lightning in a bottle. Not to say that offense isn't sensational, but Florida's fallen off since they played Texas A&M, and that was just barrel after barrel when Texas A&M went to Gainesville. So they got the best of them, and the talent's definitely there, but they haven't put it together in the last few weeks.
Close at first base. So it's 1-1 in the 7th in Fayetteville between Florida and Arkansas, and the Aggies chasing the Hogs down a game to them in the West. Another look at that pick play. Back diving safely, Sebastian Murillo.
Burton almost wanted a little replay there. Oh, he's going to get one.
Maybe getting it.
Well, that's the difference. Ryan Prager had a bam-bam play, but he didn't put it on the corner of that bag. And Cortez just did, and he also threw it about 100 miles an hour over there. But when you can set it on the corner.
34th overall to the Chargers. Kamari Lassiter, 42nd overall to the Texans.
Texas A&M loses the challenge.
It stands. So no out call. The play stands. Safe at first base, diving back is Murillo.
Get a look here. It looks like Burton gets him on the forearm right before he gets to the bag. Man, that's tough to stand there. It looked pretty clear, but it's not my job. You could see a little chatter going on over there too between Murillo and Burton. I wonder if it could be a fly on the wall or fly on the shoulder and hear what they were talking about. Maybe they know really what happened.
Full count now to Fernando Gonzalez. Lead man aboard for Georgia in the 7th. They're trying to get 2 aboard with nobody out. Top of the order is next. Breaking ball, got him looking.
Yeah, if you can land it, you're not going to get that one hit most likely when you got a 100-mile-an-hour sinker to back it up. And
the Aggies, Boomer, are going to the #1 rated reliever in college baseball according to D1 baseball.
Yeah, I think if you're following Texas A&M baseball, you didn't expect to see anyone else come out of that bullpen. Look at those numbers right there. 51-5, are you kidding me? Especially for a guy who throws about 90, 92 miles an hour. Talk about pitchability, that's Evan Aschenbeck, and the most high leverage situations that Texas A&M is in, expect to see him on the mound for him.
Left on left against Corey Collins, and what a play by Ted Burton. Did he complete the double play? He did. One pitch. They reviewed the play, the double play that ended the 7th, top of the 7th. And the call stands. Completing the double play, the tag by Camarillo on Sebastian Murillo. So that ends the top of the 7th. Now we'll stretch. There's home run number 2 of the night. And may have another one. That got out of here. And that's off the bat of Gavin Grahovac. 4th homer of the night for A&M. 5-2 Aggies.
Well, just keep the highlight rolling. Insert Grahovac in there. Gavin G going deep to the right center. Section 12 hits an absolute rocket out there. Look at him stay on this first pitch heater. Man, that is sheer power right there.
And it's the first pitch delivered by the reliever, Josh Roberge. So Roberge comes in, and Grahovac takes him deep. 16th of the year for Grahovac. That's 11 in SEC play now. That just is not a freshman. I know his classification is labeled as such, but you watch him play and it's hard to believe. Watch him stand in the box and it's hard to believe.
Well, both relievers have been welcomed with a bomb from the Aggies. Goldstein came in and Appel sent him out to left center, and Roberge comes in and Grahovac goes the other way for a bomb for him. So Aggies offense welcoming the bullpen arms of Georgia in with some big swings. Aggies up 5-2 here in bottom of 7, and the meat of this lineup is due up and due, actually. Slow game so far for, well, was a slow game so far, I guess. Appel went yard, and now Grahovac. Before that, they hadn't done anything, so they've awoken a little bit.
Laviolette hit one deep to center his last time. Leaping catch against the wall by Clayton Chadwick robbed him.
Oh, he just missed that one. You can see when a hitter recognizes that breaker, slower pitch with some spin, and then continues that good bat path. Laviolette just did that, put a good swing on it. How about this, Will? 7 runs this game, 6 home runs. 6 home runs.
All but one a solo shot?
Yep. Appel had the 2-run. No runs manufactured any other way. Wind blowing out, high-powered offenses. You told me 6 home runs were going to happen. I wouldn't doubt it, but all solos but one right by him. Oh, little foul ball into the mid, actually. That's the second time that's happened for Jace.
He struck out 3 times tonight. He's 0 for 4, although really good contact one time to the plate back in the 5th.
Yep, second time he's just nicked the bottom of the ball back into the mid. Frustrating, because you also think you stayed alive there, and not the case. Montgomery 0 for 2 today with a walk.
So I'll give you a wrap on the second round of the NFL draft. I was doing that earlier. Then the pace got maddening in this game. Georgia wide receiver Ladd McConkey, 34th overall to the Chargers. Georgia cornerback Kamari Lassiter, 42nd overall to the Texans. He'll play down in Houston. And Georgia safety Javon Bullard, 58th overall to the Green Bay Packers. He will play with Texas A&M linebacker Edgerrin Cooper, who went 45th overall to Green Bay. Round 2 complete. Roberge with a 1-1 count to Braden Montgomery.
They've done
in a hard cut.
Well, the Dogs have done a good job keeping Montgomery off balance today. It just feels like there hasn't been many pitches for him to get his swing off on, because when he does, he typically doesn't miss it. But it just seems like he's been down in the count early. There's been mixed in and out, soft, hard. Anything you can imagine they're throwing at him, and they're executing these pitches, which you have to do because a mistake will get punished versus him.
Almost hitting. Below the knees, right across the legs.
changeup coming out of Roberge's hand elevates initially and then drops off. I've noticed that both Jace Laviolette and Braden Montgomery seem to identify that a little earlier and put some good swings on it. So they don't seem super fooled or out in front by the changeup. There's something coming out of the hand that they're able to pick up on. If it's hung, I expect it to get hit pretty well. There it is again. That's the changeup. A good changeup that Goldstein was throwing. Looks like a fastball. It tunnels towards the hitter and then falls off late. You know, a bad slider or a bad changeup, there's something to see right when the pitcher releases it so you can try and identify that and adjust your swing accordingly. And I think there's something here that these hitters are able to see. That's the changeup again. That's a very well-located pitch. Very well located. Just doesn't look like it's fooling the hitters as much as others.
Got him looking after he allows the home run to Grahovac. Strikes out Laviolette and Montgomery.
Changeup wasn't able to get it, but the heater does. And I think that may have been a strike, but it wasn't where Gonzalez was set up as he kind of moves down, and you see his whole body and his mitt moving down to catch it. Optically, that doesn't look great. Montgomery thought it was down regardless, voiced his opinion. But the slow night for him continues.
In Nashville, Vanderbilt beats Mississippi State 4-0. Bryce Cunningham spins a complete game shutout while allowing 2 hits. Mississippi State in 3rd place in the West behind the Aggies. The Bulldogs fall 3.5 games behind A&M at the moment. They're now 10-9 in conference.
Man, I remember when 500 in conference was kind of that threshold to get to the tournament. And now it feels like if you're going 500, like that's a great season. Just the talent's so good in this conference that if you're able to just go 50-50, you're pretty much a lock.
Hustle to the bag by Ryan Prager. Evan Aschenbeck is on. He got the double play to close the top of the 7th. It was a great play by Ted Burton on a hard hit ball by Corey Collins. Now he faces Condon. Top of the 8th, and he went off speed.
Well, Charlie Condon's seen 2 fastballs, and those were the first 2 pitches of the game he saw. He hadn't seen one since, after he deposited that ball over the scoreboard. There's the 3rd fastball he's seen that was supposed to be elevated and not a strike. So I would expect any pitch that's supposed to be thrown in this strike zone, maybe this game or the rest of the series, to be something spinning or slow. And there's another one. It's just, there's no reason, unless you're Chris Cortez or someone throwing 95, 97 plus, to challenge this guy if you can locate other pitches. He's just too daunting of a hitter. That's going to stay in play.
Well, Burton's doing everything right tonight, isn't he?
Yeah. He sure is. Oh, I totally forgot. You got not only some enthusiastic Ags and some great hair by Trey Burton, but Ted Burton, but you got Travis Chestnut coming in from the outfield. We had 4. Aggies had 4 in the outfield that at bat again from Condon. Forget that that's the strategy they're going to.
I don't know if you call that a shift.
It's a shift, just the opposite, just more vertical. Just shifting back.
Not to one side, back.
Just going back.
Shifting deep when you face Charlie Condon. Hit by a pitch is Dylan Goldstein.
I don't know if, what do you got, fastball inside?
Clipped the elbow.
It did, oh. It sure did, and no elbow guard. You see that less and less, just wore that one. Didn't look like it squared him up too good. Aschenbeck puts his first guy on.
Aschenbeck in his career at A&M, he's a reliever, but he has a 12-1 record. He also has 6 saves, which this year leads the SEC, ties for the lead.
You know, I have a brief story out of a teammate at TCU who was asked one time in a panel that he was on what makes him so good, and he was too humble to answer it. After Coach Schlossnagle said, tell them, what makes you so good? He just casually said, well, I got 5 pitches and I can throw every one of them where I want, whenever I want, in any count.
That's effective.
And I think that that would be an answer that maybe Evan Aschenbeck would give it, what makes him so good. He's only got 3 pitches, but he can throw them wherever he wants, whenever he wants. And when you can do that, you're going to pitch a long time. And that's why when you see maybe the best reliever in America only throwing 89, 90 miles an hour, it can be a little puzzling. But when you see how he pitches and how he works batters and hitters, then you come to understand why he's essentially been untouchable most of this year.
Alford to center field. Laviolette, that'll bounce in front of him. So with 1 out, a hit by pitch and a single, Georgia with an opportunity in the 8th.
Well, that's a tough one because you saw Alford get extended on a pitch that he caught off the end of the bat there. And when you're an outfielder, sometimes you can't identify that ball wasn't squared up. And I think Jace Laviolette may not have got the best beat on it, thinking it may have been hit harder than it was, so it falls in there and swing away here from a tie ball game. That may have been a good one to do it on. Wow. Just center cut by Aschenbeck delivered there. Really, though, this game feels like it's been in total control from the Aggie pitching staff. Because there's been 2 home runs, 2 solo shots, second batter of the game, and then it came in the 5th. But in between the first inning and now, there really has been no threatening runners on or any big innings threatened by the Bulldogs. So you haven't felt that pressure, and that can get dangerous if you're a pitcher or a pitching staff, because you feel like you're in control of the game and you get in a situation you're in now and you have to stay locked in because you're a bad pitch or a big swing away from being a tie ball game. Six hits apiece from both teams. 6 home runs this game. 7 total runs. That doesn't happen very often.
Like you said, the 6 home runs not surprising me, but you thought you'd see that in about a 10-8 game.
Yep. Well, there hasn't been many free passes either, so there hasn't been a lot of pressure on these pitchers. So when you constantly are getting leadoff guys out, then those big swings just do a lot less damage. That's a big pitch.
Aschenbeck strikes out Colby Branch.
Aschenbeck goes with the slider, not only under the bat, but out in front of Branch. Crowd excited there. Runner in scoring position, middle of the lineup. This is Georgia's time. If you're a Bulldog or a Bulldog fan, you got to be looking to do damage right here, right now, while you got 2 on versus Evan Aschenbeck, because he's probably going to go to the end of this game.
Sorrell coming on, and he grabbed it before it hit the. Them looking for insurance in the bottom of the 8th, leading 5-2. And here is Teddy Burton.
All right, hey, got one for you. What's Teddy's nickname?
Well, Teddy Two Bags.
Yeah, how about Teddy Two Bombs?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Thought about that one?
Hit that one earlier. That works. I'm sure he'll take it.
See if we can get a look at those Teddy Two Bombs, because it's one of 6 home runs, but he had the first 2 of the Aggies, both on hanging sliders, crushed, no doubters. So 2 great swings from him, but big reason the Aggies are leading by 3 tonight.
Arkansas beats Florida in Fayetteville 2-1. So they move a game and a half ahead of the Aggies in the West at the moment. Hagen Smith, 7 innings. 1 run, it was not earned, and he struck out 11. He didn't factor in the decision, though. Arkansas won this one late, and Gabe Gakel gets the win. 2 scoreless innings in relief.
You know, this series right here, Aggies and Bulldogs, seems to be obviously a very offensive series, and pitching staffs aren't anything to. Oh, what a play by Gonzalez. That's how you get out of your stance right there. Holy smokes. Because that was almost a perfect swing and bunt there by Burton. I mean, that's a perfect swing and bunt, and Gonzalez, look how quickly he gets out of there. It's hard to do as a catcher. Spin and fire it. But anyways, I was saying, you got 2 high-powered offenses this series, so you can see some high numbers on the scoreboard. However, when Arkansas comes to town, it's going to be different, because their pitching staff is very highly touted, and the Aggie offense is their strength. So you're almost going to see a strength-on-strength matchup. See who's going to prevail in that series, which could be deciding the SEC champion at that time. That is ball and a half out there, and you see Hayden Schott a little frustrated.
That's toward the Aggie bullpen. Game 2 of this series, which will be game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow. Tanner Jones, the right-hander, will go for A&M. And Georgia will throw Matthew Hoskins, a right-hander, who certainly has not pitched much this year at all. Both teams are TBA for the finale this weekend on the mound.
We talked with Coach Wes Johnson, though. He didn't really seem to care much or even address his Saturday starter not having much action. It's just, we're putting him out there. He's got a 4-pitch mix, and this is what he does. I thought it would have been a bigger deal. Schott hit that one hard.
That will go foul. Got out of here, but went foul out left field. There are 3 Aggies this year that have posted double-digit hit streaks. Schott is one of them, 10 games in a row. Montgomery another 10 games in a row. And right now, Jackson Appel has the longest hit streak of any Aggie this year. He extended his to 15 games in a row earlier tonight. And Appel did it in a big way. He did it with a 2-run homer that broke a 2-2 tie back in the 6th. Appel transferred from Penn in the Ivy League, and Schott right here transferred from Columbia in the Ivy League. A Schott and Appel, the two Ivy League transfers. I mean, they duked it out in that league. Columbia and Penn were the best two teams in the conference the last 2 years. One season, Schott and Columbia won the conference title to go to the NCAA tournament. Another season, Penn and Appel won the conference title to go to the NCAA tournament. Jackson Appel and Penn faced Columbia and Schott 10 times. Jackson Appel and Penn won 7 of those. But Schott can come back at him and say that he got a hit in all 10 of those games against Penn. That's the last 2 years in the Ivy League. These two guys were going head to head. Now they're roommates here in College Station. And they both said while they were competing against each other, they knew each other a little bit, not all that well. Obviously, they were on opposing teams, but because so much was at stake every time they played, they would tell you they didn't like each other all that much. I mean, Penn and Appel, they were saying, look, Schott's trying to keep us from a conference title. It worked the other way around. Schott could say the same thing. But again, they said it was nothing personal. It was just due to how they were fighting it out in the Ivies.
It's a good at bat by Schott. Got down on the count early. Well, I would say that a Friday night here looks a little different than a Friday night up in the Northeast. So even though it's just 1 year, I'm sure this is going to kind of complete their college baseball experience.
Well, if you want to check out more on Schott and Appel and their time in the Ivy League, there's an article on 12man.com, the official website of Texas A&M Athletics, written by the famous scribe around here, Thomas Dick.
Okay.
Who is in our booth tonight, by the way, and he just handed us a note to wanted everybody reminded that both Appel and Schott hated Harvard. I'm sure that's a...
Is that a consensus around the Ivy League?
Maybe so. At least it is with Schott and Appel.
I'm sure that's what drew them to be roomies.
The disdain for
You
Harvard?
hate Harvard, I do?
All right. Let's get a place.
We'll
get a place down there in College Station when we transfer.
It'll be fun.
Ali Camarillo. He's been on base twice tonight, and he's been on base 28 games in a row.
The esteemed scribe, Mr. TD.
One of the greats.
Well, Ali Camarillo did not think that was great. Oh, man.
Wow.
Lip reading.
Wow. He's not letting it go.
No, he's not. But, hey, if you don't turn your head to the umpire, you can get away with a lot more. Don't show him up. Just let him hear you. That's what I was taught.
Skied to right. Goldstein coming in will make the catch, 2 down.
Aggies looking for a little insurance. The way it goes, you don't feel like you need it. Don't feel like it's necessary until you need it. And 3 runs oftentimes is really easy to feel secure going into the last inning, but more times than I can count, no lead is safe, and you look back and, man, you just grind out those at-bats, and if you're a Bulldog right here, you got to keep this at 3. Anything you can. You're a walk, a home run and away from tying this game up, so that's what makes great players great. That's what separates the good from the great is, you know, in a situation like this, when you keep your head down and perform and do things that are going to eventually impact the game even when it feels like it's not necessary.
Georgia with their last chance in the 9th. They're due up is 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Chadwick, Murillo, and Gonzalez. Chadwick's 0 for 2 with a walk. Murillo's 1 for 2 with a walk. Gonzalez is 1 for 3. So 7, 8, 9 due up for Georgia in the 9th. to represent their last chance. Looks like it'll get out of play, and it will onto the bleachers over the west lawn.
Great effort over there by the esteemed gentleman wearing a shirt that's matching his wife's shirt. That's kind of fun. Friday night, get some outfits, head to the yard.
Just a couple of the near 8,000.
There we go. Look at that.
Everybody's looking good.
That's goals right there.
Goals. Fashion goals.
Yes. Speaking of foul ball catches, remember that snag last year on the lawn over here that kid made?
Hard line drive.
We couldn't talk about him because he was playing JUCO ball or something.
Yeah.
Just on a weekend visit to see his girlfriend, and 105 off the bat, he barehands it.
Maybe the catch of the year. Might have been the play of the year.
Oh, man. It was
over on the east lawn, the burn.
And speaking of hard hit foul balls, we talked to Nolan Kane, who took 104 off the bat to the thigh.
That was in the Alabama series last weekend, the third base coach. Caden Sorrell will bounce out to the right side. Murillo throws him out. Georgia, last chance. Back in the 6th inning. Evan Aschenbeck will look to close it out. Clayton Chadwick leading off the top of 9. Fielder's choice, walk, and a flyout. Other way! There was only one defender over there, and he looked like Superman going through the air, Gavin Grahovac.
Looks like him, built like him, can do everything like him. Gavin Grahovac, what a snag. That's like the 3rd web gem from the Aggies today defensively. 2nd by Grahovac and 1 by Burton at first, but flashing the leather are the Aggies in support of Evan Aschenbeck, who's been the recipient of 2 of them as he tries to close this game out.
Well, the web gem by Georgia was by Chadwick.
Yes,
out
it was.
Center field.
He
well, he was just victimized by a web gem from the Aggies, Gavin Grahovac.
Yeah, I would argue that 4 plays defensively in this game could make it to top 10 on Sports Center.
So 1 down. Sebastian Murillo at the plate. Fly to right, single and a walk. Check swing, he'd like that back. He's going to get another chance because it went foul up the first base line. Both teams 6 hits tonight. Four of the Aggies' 6 hits have left the yard. Georgia, their 2 runs on solo shots by Charlie Condon, Dylan Goldstein. Evan Aschenbeck has Sebastian Murillo at 1 and 2. Once again tomorrow, and the Aggies and the Bulldogs play a doubleheader. Starts at 1 o'clock. And then game 2 of that doubleheader, which is game 3 of the series, will start 1 hour after the first contest. No game on Sunday. Cole, strike 3, got Murillo.
Just a simple backdoor slider. I'm not sure what he's looking for there in 2 strikes, but that finished right over home plate. Nothing too fancy from Aschenbeck. Gets a quick 2 outs. Got to go get Fernando Gonzalez, who has tattooed a ball off the right field wall tonight. But the 9-hole here, Evan Aschenbeck got to go get a series win for the Aggies.
Down the right field line.
Wow. Wonder if Montgomery thought that was Definitely out.
Yeah, did he think it would reach the lawn?
Yeah, I don't know. I got worried there that was going to drop in.
Well, 2 strikes. They're on their feet on the lawn and all around Bluebell Park. Gonzalez trying to hang in, get aboard, and get it to the top of the order. Aschenbeck went up, tried some heat. 1-2. Got him looking, that'll close it out. The Aggies take the Friday opener.